listening to A Scary State, and this week we have Mackenzie's birthday episode. Whoop, whoop. So, Kenzie,
Yes, Dwayne.
let's get scary. Whoop, whoop. So, how old are you going to be?
30 fun.
Oh, yeah.
31.
Yeah, thank you.
See, I'm excited to turn 32 because 32 is my favorite number.
It is a good number.
It's just so aesthetically pleasing and it's fun to say. 32.
You just have 1 year and a couple days to go.
Yeah, right. Technically not even. Well, at the time that we're recording this, there's still about,
1 year and a couple days.
I meant till my birthday.
Oh, until you turn 32 is
yes.
1 year and a couple days.
Yes. Now it's 2 days and what's 5 o'clock in military?
2 days?
Yeah, just 3 days. Go with
There we go.
But-
17.
3 days and 17 hours. Because it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the 21st.
Yeah.
So Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, you were born at 5 o'clock?
No, but it'll hit midnight.
Oh, I see. No.
I wouldn't count this as a whole 4th day. I'm only counting 17
Yeah, so it
hours
wouldn't be
of it.
17. It would be from now until midnight.
Well, what's now until midnight?
7 hours.
All right, then. Fine. 3 hours, 3 days, and 7 hours. Even better.
2 days and 7 hours.
Okay. Even better. We just keep getting closer and closer. So I'm cool
By the time
with
we
it.
figure it out, it will be your birthday.
Yeah, right. As you can tell, math was not my thing.
No.
So there you go. Oh wait, I have to wait till my turn.
Yeah.
I got overexcited.
We have like a lot of things to go through before I give you my
I'm
next
getting a little
topic.
impatient.
I can
I
tell.
want to know the rest of them.
So this is like my own little torture keeping it from you.
Honestly, yeah, kind of. And it doesn't help because I don't fucking remember the other ones. So we have to go back through the list anyway.
We'll go back through them after we've gone through all of them, and then we'll go through all of them, and then you can tell me which ones you hate.
That's going to take so long.
There's 7 of them. It will not.
That's 7 weeks.
No.
Yeah,
Mackenzie,
Lauren.
once we have like 3 more, we have like 3 more weeks, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I will read them all at once. And then you can tell me all at once which one you like the best.
Or,
No, it's more fun this way.
but that's still 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 21 days.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
it is. But I know you can do it.
I disagree. Sneak into your house, find a sticky note, kind of like the episode of SpongeBob where, with the box that Patrick has,
Oh, the secret box?
the secret box.
With a secret rope inside.
Yes.
But I don't even know. I keep it in this room all the time and you have our key, so.
Boom, baby.
But I know you. You won't drive here needlessly.
That is correct.
So it's I could leave it literally on like the front door and it'll be safe.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I might get an accomplice.
Who lives around here who would be your accomplice?
My dad.
I will not leave it on the front door.
I was going to say, he wouldn't break in, but he would go get it off the front door.
I'll leave it like hanging in the middle of the room so he can see it, but he
Mm.
can't get to it.
I don't think that'll bother him.
Probably not.
Because I'll be like, Dad, why didn't you just like make an excuse to go in? And he's like, leave it alone, Mackenzie.
So see, you just have to wait now.
It's, I guess. Technically, we haven't celebrated anything, so I don't have any stories to tell you.
Yeah, but you will.
Yeah, but not until.
I know. Because we're recording before instead of after your birthday.
Well, but now this is closer to my birthday.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we usually record on, like, either Friday or Sunday.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been a good idea to record on Sunday. That's why we're doing it today.
My friend a while ago had invited some of us over to her house to watch the Redskins game tomorrow, or Commanders game. And I said, sure, depending on how I feel. But I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll just say yes for now.
Right.
And then I get a text today, like some sort of potluck. And I'm like, Friendsgiving. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
A Redskins game, I can die. A Friendsgiving, I have to be more active.
Like, I'm this close to texting the group chat and be like, can I be that asshole that just shows up?
Just bring chips. Chips and queso.
I'm going to be so hungover. It'll be a miracle if I can even get there.
You'll show up with your, like, McDonald's.
Yeah. I brought Sprite.
I have faith in you. I don't have faith, actually.
No.
I'll get a text from
I would
you.
do a veggie tray because I'd just walk in the grocery store, buy a veggie tray,
Exactly.
and then leave.
I'll get a snap from you still in bed. And you'll be like, I should have been there 10 hours ago.
Yeah. Well, it starts, I think it's like an afternoon game, like 4:30 or something like that.
Ugh, so late.
It'll only go to like 9. She doesn't live far away.
Oh, okay.
So
Plenty of time to sleep in.
it's not the sleeping that'll be the issue. It's when I wake up.
Plenty of time to rest in bed after you wake up.
Mm, yeah, we'll see. People are like, so I took off work today to start my birthday weekend early because I just was really tired.
I thought it was a holiday, so I was like looking at the calendars and I was like, what holiday does she have off today?
Nope. My own choosing.
Love it.
Sleepy. So, but everyone's like, oh, you should take off Monday. And I was like, no, because I don't get to have my birthday a lot and go to work. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, happy birthday, Miss Nell. And then I'm going to feel real special. And so I want to come, even if I feel like shit.
It's actually not awful having your birthday at work.
Yeah. I just think more people are used to, like, you got 5 days
Yeah.
that it might fall on. So you have a larger chance. So it's not, not as special.
Right.
I have maybe 2 days depending on when the leap year falls.
Right. Yeah.
So this is my window of opportunity.
It's like the leap year birthdays.
Yeah.
This is
Exactly.
your one
This is
time
the
when you
one
can be
time.
celebrated. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do some nice stuff.
Well, all the kids are like telling each other too, because
Oh, that's so cute.
in one of the classrooms, she has like a calendar on her like whiteboard, and like right underneath the 24th, I pointed an arrow and I wrote Miss Nell's birthday. And so because we switch classes, so like each teacher technically has 2 classes,
Mhm.
both of those classes, no, it's going to be my birthday. And then I think someone told someone in the other classroom, or maybe it was the teacher. Both are possible. And then kids from the 4th class were like, oh, happy birthday, Miss Nell. I was like, it's on Monday, but thanks.
Aw.
And one of them was like, wait, how'd you know? And he was like, oh, because this kid told me. I was like, ugh.
Oh,
I
spreading.
was like, I don't know if I'm gossip. I don't know. Like,
And I don't care what it is.
I feel really freaking cool.
Which is so funny because this guy I work with, one of my coworkers came up to me today and he was like, oh, a couple of days ago it was so-and-so's birthday. And he's like, he didn't want anyone to know.
And
So I
have you
saw him in
told
the
people?
hall. I was like, hey, happy late birthday.
Damn. His one wish.
He also like doesn't love Halloween or never like celebrated Halloween. So last year I got him a little pumpkin and I put it at his desk. And remember our little
You're not very good coworkers.
no, but listen, remember our witch hats? I gave him a witch hat too. He has them on his desk. And I was like,
nice.
aw,
See, he's nice.
he is. He appreciated it. It wasn't this past Halloween because this Halloween was like kind of sad. It was last Halloween. The morale at work has gone drastically down. So yeah, this Halloween nothing really happened. And I wasn't there anyways. I was getting ready for the baby shower. So
Yeah, honestly, you're right, because I ended up not getting chili on Halloween because you were taking too long.
I know it took forever to set up, like to do everything.
Yeah.
But it's also because like Joe's mom, grandma, and sister were supposed to come, but then they're playing with all the delays and stuff. So they weren't able to get there early.
It's a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. I mean, they helped a lot the next day, but still.
For our facts for this episode, well, let's rewind. Lauren texted me and she goes, what do you want for your birthday episode?
Oh, yeah, that should probably be something we explain.
Had no freaking clue. I knew nothing. I was like, find something with the number 24 or 31 or 11 or November, something like that. Something that has to do with any of those things, any of those numbers. And that'll be that. And she was like, okay, I guess I'll try. And so, really the only criteria is, November works, number 24, number 31. I'll take any of those, mostly because I only have the numbers mentioned like twice in my whole story.
Mine are actually mentioned a couple times.
So for the facts, I have facts about the number 24, the number 31, and things involving November.
So should we jump into it?
Please do.
All right. So these are facts involving the number 24.
You may know some.
A day is divided into exactly 24 hours.
What?
Pure gold is measured as 24 carats. The Greek alphabet, both ancient and modern, contains 24 letters. In mathematics, 24 is equal to 4 factorial. It's
I
a
don't
little
know what
4 with the exclamation point. So that's like 4 times 3 times 2 times 1,
Okay.
I guess equals 24. Yes, it
Okay.
does. Math checks out. In
Okay.
in astrology, the number 24 is often linked to the sun, as the sun completes its apparent journey around the earth in 24 hours. That makes sense.
I'm just sitting crisscross. My feet are about to fall asleep.
You can still sit however you want.
There's no comfortable way. Heck, I don't have anything for my back.
Ugh, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to get back supports.
Yes, we really are.
You know those chairs they have on bleachers where it's like you sit on it? We need those.
Yes.
In physics, the number 24 appears repeatedly in certain mathematical functions related to string theory, a phenomenon referred to by mathematicians as the magic number. Ooh.
Ooh.
And then there's a game called Math 24 where you try to make all the numbers
I
equal
fucking hate
24.
that game.
I was so good at that game.
And the other day in our planning for math, one of the coaches brought that out and I had PTSD flashbacks.
That was
All
my game.
all the math teachers were talking about how they loved the game and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I hated that game because I could never figure it out. I hate math. I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, we learned from the beginning of this episode.
As soon as you had to explain things conceptually to the children, I was out.
Yeah. I mean, I get that because, like, when I was a math tutor for that one point, I was like, how in the world am I going to explain this to someone? She passed. We're good, but still.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not, best practice to just say, just plug and chug.
Yeah, no, probably not.
So here we are.
All right. So these are some true crime and history facts. 24 is known as the death hour in some folklore. Midnight to 1 a.m. is considered the 24th hour when ghosts and spirits are most active.
Ooh.
In numerology, 24 reduces to 6, 2 plus 4, a number associated with bad luck, dark temptation, and unsettled spirits.
Boo.
Nice. The 24th victim in long running murder sprees is frequently referenced in criminology literature because many serial killers escalate or shift patterns around their mid 20s victim count. Ed Gein's
Don't
crimes.
think there's a lot of people that have
No,
made it up there, though.
that's probably why they switched because they got bored or something.
Right.
Or they were about to be caught.
That too.
Ed Gein's crimes were exposed on November 16th, 1957, but police found 24 total human body parts or items in his home. A nasty but true 24.
There you go.
The Dyatlov Pass hikers were found at strange distances from their tent, 2 exactly 24 meters away, which has fueled supernatural theories.
Is that true?
I don't know. I didn't look into the exact feet that they were away from their
Okay.
place.
Oh.
But we did cover the Dyatlov Pass if you want to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Many haunted locations claim the 24-hour loop phenomenon, spirits reenacting tragedies at the same hourly interval every day. And also, did you put it on here, a scary birthday? Ted Bundy was born.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I asked.
You still got November. Just
Oh
wait.
my god, okay.
Jesus.
All right, involving the number 31. In the periodic table, 31 is the atomic number of gallium, a metal with a low melting point around 85.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 29.8 degrees Celsius that will literally melt in your hand.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool. The Andromeda Galaxy is also known as Messier,
Sure.
Messier 31 or M31. The IER. The Earth's core makes up roughly 31% of the planet's total mass. In French, the expression Trent et une, it refers to someone who is well dressed or dressed to the nines. There are 31 teams in the National Hockey League, the NHL, with 24 based in the US and 7 in Canada. Ooh, you got the 31 and 24 there.
Yeah, I did.
Strange events, Halloween, of course, on the 31st. October 31st is the veil thinnest day of the year,
I don't know what that means.
when the veil is the thinnest between like our world and the spiritual world.
Oh.
Yeah. Ancient Druids believed 31 was a liminal number, not even, not divisible cleanly, and symbolizing a break in the cycle.
Yeah, 31 is just such an awkward number.
It is. All right, true crime and urban legends. 31 is considered an unlucky age in Japanese ghost lore when vengeful female spirits supposedly become more powerful.
I mean, just don't mess with the ladies.
Obviously. In the Villisca axe murders, one of the theories involves a suspect whose last movements added up to 31 hours unaccounted for. Ew. The 31 Club urban legend claims that if a group of 31 people perform a ritual on the 31st, one person will die by morning. Ooh, pure folklore, but
Some of these
spooky.
are from ChatGPT, so I have no idea how true they are.
Well, either way, that's kind of fun.
Some of them are from Google that they cited their sources. So
A little bit more.
yeah.
Weird numerology. 31 is a prime number associated with isolation and chaos in occult numerology. In tarot numerology, 31 reduces to 4, 3 plus 1, the number of death, the emperor, and rigid fate. Ew.
That's not true.
What is true then?
The fourth card,
Sure.
I think it's just the Empress.
Oh.
I think it's Hangman or the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and then the Empress, I think. Death is like way down
Yeah,
the
it was a little
line.
bit further
So,
because we just looked at some with the gift I gave you.
yeah. Do I
Alright.
know my tarot cards or what?
Ugh, you do. You need to get back
Especially
into
because
it.
we just looked at them.
I know. If you had pulled that out of, like, thin air before we had looked at the cards, I would have been really impressed.
Wouldn't that be pretty cool?
All right, involving the month of November. November was the ninth month in the ancient Roman calendar. Novem is Latin for 9. But when January and February were added, it shifted to its current position as the 11th month. Despite the change, it was never renamed.
That's okay.
Just
I
like
like it.
October.
Yeah.
The birthstone for November is the topaz, which ancient Greeks believed could make a wearer invisible. Hoo hoo
I
hoo.
hate topaz. It's so ugly.
What color is it?
Like yellow.
Oh.
But even not even like a pretty yellow.
Just like a gross yellow.
It's like a very autumny type yellow.
Well, November.
Yeah, I know.
The full moon in November is traditionally called the beaver moon in the US, supposedly because it is the time to set beaver traps before the waters freeze.
There you go.
Babies conceived around Valentine's Day are often born in November, leading
Me.
to a slight baby boom during the month.
That's me.
How does that make you feel?
I've known for a while.
You said that so sad. In the US, the fourth Thursday of November is Thanksgiving Day, a national holiday.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. November 24th, 1995, Ireland ended its ban on divorce. Interesting.
I know, right?
In 1967, the very first Chick-fil-A restaurant opened in Atlanta's Greenbrier Mall. I did not realize they were around that long.
Same.
In 1859, Charles Darwin published his revolutionary work on the origins of species.
Those I found myself.
Look at you. All right, some dark events. November is nicknamed the month of the dead in multiple cultures, Mexico, parts of Europe, because the veil is still considered thin after Halloween. In medieval Europe, November was the month most associated with werewolf transformations because the nights were longer, colder, and people often traveled in the dark.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, I guess I don't have the Ted Bundy fact. My bad.
Well, then I'll read it after this one.
Okay.
Many notorious crimes happened in November, including the Jonestown Massacre, November 18th, 1978. The Wichita Massacre began in November, and the murder of Travis Alexander, linked to the Jodi Arias case, was discovered on November 17th. And then Ted Bundy was also born on Mackenzie's birthday, November 24th.
Do you know what year?
No.
1945.
Ted Bundy was born in 45?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
That would put him like in his 20s in the 70s.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I don't like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why?
It's just like 45 seems so old. And I get like he was active in the 70s and the math makes perfect sense,
Sure.
but
Well, it's probably also because he died while still young.
that could be.
So it's like it's hard to picture him having been born that long ago because the
Yeah.
person we have in our minds was so young.
That's probably it. Because if he were still alive, he'd be in his 80s.
Exactly.
Huh, interesting. He'd be celebrating his 80th birthday.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Please don't do that again.
All right, paranormal beliefs. Celtic folklore claims November is the month fairies reclaim souls lost during Samhain.
Is that Halloween?
Yes.
Okay.
In Appalachian superstition, if you hear knocking on your window in November, it's an omen someone close will die before spring.
Thank God we don't live there.
And, well, we're close.
Yeah, but we don't live there.
That is true. And thank God that Halloween is in October
Yeah.
because the knocking on the windows would be creepy.
I mean, if you think about it, you're most likely in the woods
Yeah,
if you're in Appalachia.
you are.
And so it could be June, and as long as it's dark, it's going to be freaky if someone knocks on your window.
Valid. Many ghost hunters call November peak EVP month because colder air supposedly carries voices more easily. Well, that's fun.
November is really creepy.
Yeah, you have a very creepy month. And then some creepy nature facts. In the far north, November brings the start of the dark season.
God, that's so depressing.
When the sun stops rising, creating weeks of near continuous night.
I saw on Instagram that somewhere in Alaska, the sun has officially set and it won't
Oh,
rise again until like, I forget when.
I don't like that.
Next year sometime.
Mm-mm. Animals are
For
most
someone who suffers from SAD, this is very depressing about November. I expected better from my birthday month.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. The only thing November has going for it is your birthday and Thanksgiving.
True, which is why it's at the end of the month. I think there's something to that.
Yeah. Because they're like, we're
Because
just gonna lump it closer to
right, you
December.
move further and further away from the spookiness and closer to like jingle bells.
Yeah. Animals are most active preparing for winter, leading to more eerie sightings of shadowy elk and fog, fox screams, which sound like women screaming, and owls hooting aggressively.
And fat ass squirrels.
Have you seen a lot of fat squirrels?
No, I just assume because they filled themselves up with nuts before the winter, so they're fat.
Do they hibernate?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Kind of, yeah.
okay. Oh.
That's what bears do too. They fill themselves up.
Well, I knew that about bears.
Yeah. I mean, most mammals
Mm-hmm.
hibernate in some way. Not necessarily like the way bears do, where they're like asleep,
Right.
but they definitely don't come out as much and things like that because it's harder to find food.
Right. Makes sense.
So,
Ah, well, not a very uplifting month.
no, but it's very goth. So,
That is true.
if you
So
put it
we do like it for that
if
way.
you put it that way, it makes it sound kind of cool.
It fits perfectly for this podcast.
Right, like, it's like you have October, who's, like, the spooky fun one, and then you have December, who's, like, the holiday fun one, and, like, November is the middle child, so
Yeah,
they're goth.
absolutely. Yes, that's exactly how it is.
Ah, but there you go.
There you go. All right, I have a question for you before we start.
Okay.
What is your favorite Chex Mix piece?
I don't have one.
You just like them all equally?
Mm, well, I mean, I could rank them.
Okay. So what would be the top ranked?
Either it's a tie between, like, the Chex, like, the yellow Chex,
Mhm.
or the rye chip.
That's mine too. I also, this might be a hot take. I think there are too many pretzels. I would take away one of the pretzels. I would keep the round pretzel.
If you look at the ratio of pretzels to Chex in each bowl that you get, there are no pretzels.
Ah.
Believe me. I would know.
We were having this discussion at work the other day because someone brought in like an extra huge family size bag of
Oh, yeah.
Chex and like left it at the front, like
Mhm.
kind of like the communal table. My coworker Kevin and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, that's for us. And so we ran over and we like filled up like a little bag with it and brought it back over. And
Mhm.
then we had a long discussion about Chex.
Just Chex, though.
Well, Chex Mix.
Oh.
Chex Mix, sorry. We'll use the full name.
Well, Chex is a type of
I know.
cereal. So like,
Okay, we
the
had a huge
distinction is-
discussion of Chex Mix and which one we liked the most. And I told him about your obsession and your license plate and all that fun stuff. And then about the costumes you won and how you had to pay money on the like the tax of the costumes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we went into a very long Chex discussion. Chex Mix discussion.
Well, as one should.
And you were just eating them, so I had to ask.
I was not just eating them. I was eating pretzels.
Those are pretzels?
Yeah, little nugget pretzels.
Could have sworn it was Chex Mix.
Uh-uh.
Oh, wow. I am sorely mistaken.
I only have like the tiny snack bags of Chex Mix.
See, it's funny. I just associate like you bringing a snack that is brown to being Chex Mix.
See, I don't mind eating Chex Mix out of like a little like snack bag that's like, pre-made or whatever.
Right.
Or the bowl.
Yeah.
That's it. When I put it in a plastic baggie, I'm like, it's always too much.
Oh, okay.
And because of how I eat it
How do you eat it?
in a specific order,
And what is that order?
so I start with the pretzels and then kind of like both pretzels and the little breadstick thingy at
Okay.
the same time, but really the pretzels go first and
Yeah.
then the breadstick and then the wheat Chex, the little brown one,
Mhm.
and then the yellow Chex. And then if it has the bagel chip, that'll be next.
Oh,
Although
yeah, the bagel chip.
that one used to be my favorite, but then they took it away for a while. And then when they gave it back, I was like, this doesn't
It's not the
seem-
same.
It's not the
Yeah,
same.
now that you mention it.
And then finish it up with the rye chip. I will, when I have a bowl, I will take the rye chip pieces out so that I could eat the rest of it and get all the little crummies.
Of course.
And then I'll put the rye stuff back in and then I'll eat those. And I have done this since I could remember.
Wow.
There has not been a time where I have not ate my Chex Mix like this. I don't know why. It's just how it is.
Literally do not have a specific way. I just reach in and eat what comes out.
I have it with a couple other foods too. It's weird. I don't know. It's part of my tism.
And we all love you despite it.
Look, all my tisms don't bother anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make it inconvenient for anybody.
That is true, you don't.
I keep mine to myself.
Oh my god.
I don't make you eat it that way.
I'll try it that way next
I
time.
don't push my beliefs onto other people.
Thank you. Ugh, alright, are you ready for your story? Oh, wait.
What spooky tea you pouring, Lauren?
Alright, you ready for your story?
Yes.
Alright. For some, November 24th is just another day on the calendar. For others, it marks a very important day. But for a few, it marks tragedy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That stuff is always
I
so.
thought about that the
Also,
same time.
since you said this, okay, you know what I think about, especially now that you're having a baby?
What?
You think about it, like, there are certain dates that for an X amount of time in your life, it's just been another day, another
Yeah.
day, another day, another day. And
Mhm.
years from now, all of a sudden, that day that you just passed, you had no idea that eventually that day was going to become a very important day.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I have, a, like, kind of morbid version of that too. You always pass your death day without knowing it.
I like mine better.
I like yours way better.
'Cause I was thinking like marriage or having a baby,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah,
So,
like the
like,
happy things.
now, like, February 1st, we've been passing it, like, okay,
I know, just
another
another
day.
day. Oh. And now it's gonna be a real important day.
Well, if it is February
If it's February 1st,
I
there's
guess
no way to know.
I guess the 2nd.
Oh, okay. If I'm late, I would only be okay with it being the 6th, because then 2, 6, 26. But that's about it.
I feel like you want him to stay until the 6th.
I kinda do.
I mean, you're right. 2626 would be kinda cool.
Well, because like, my coworker, he got married on the 23rd of a month in 2023. So
Nice.
23.
Nice.
His first son was born on the 24th of a month,
What
so
month, though?
that's not important.
Yes, it is.
Well, I can't remember.
Because if it's anything but a 2 or a 3, then
It's not, but it's like the 23 part. Then
mhm,
his son was born 24.
mhm,
And then his other son is going to be born in 25,
mhm.
and they were like, it's a scheduled C-section. And so they were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if it was the 25th?" It's not, it's the 30th.
Damn.
But he was like, "Would have been fun, 23, 24, 25.
See, for me, I wouldn't notice that unless, like, the month
Like, correlated somehow.
yeah, like, it should be the 3rd it should be March 23rd, 2023,
Yeah, well, that's not how that happened.
obviously.
We're
'Cause
going
then
by
it
just the number
'cause
and
then
the
it'd
year
be
here.
323 wait,
Yeah, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3.
32323.
Yeah.
It's like a pattern.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
it would be, but
So,
not that lucky.
yeah.
All right.
But 2626, that's pretty cool.
Right, see, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
I know. I know. That's what I
Well, you've
wanted.
been given your he's tiny, he's gonna need a few extra days.
He is tiny.
Yeah. Look, I was late too, okay?
Yeah, he might be late. Who's to say? All right, let's get into this. So it was a normal day on November 24th, 2001. I wonder what we were doing that day. We weren't friends that day.
I would have been turning 5? No, 6.
7.
7? 7. I would have been turning 7.
This whole episode has been proving math is not your thing.
I think if I remember correctly, that birthday, it was a gymnastics birthday.
Oh,
And
okay.
we were I think that was my mom couldn't come for some reason.
Oh.
Forget why.
Well, anywho, for you were doing gymnastics.
Yes.
For Crossair Flight 3597, they were traveling from Berlin to Gel Airport in Germany to Zurich Airport in Switzerland. For anyone interested in planes, this is for you. The aircraft was an Avro 146 RJ100 with registration HBIXM, manufactured in 1996. Don't know what a single one of those things
It's
means.
just hard letters and numbers.
Yep. But it was powered by 4 Lycoming LF5071F turbofan engines.
You have just made some aviator like jizz all in their pants.
I
right now.
hope so. I probably said it wrong, so they're like really annoyed.
I was like, oh, finally, someone's speaking my language. Talk dirty to me, baby.
So at this point, before this day, the aircraft had logged more than 13,000 flying hours in 11,000 cycles. Flight 3597 departed Berlin at 21:01 Central European Time or 9:01 p.m.
Okay.
Because they don't do like the 12-hour times there.
They do military time?
Mm-hmm. And when I like the 24-hour? Yeah.
Mhm.
So when I was over there once, I was flying back and I was, like, on the plane with some guy from, Italy, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, the plane lands at 7." He goes, "At what?" And I was like, 19. And he goes, "Oh, okay." Yeah, it was so weird.
That is weird.
On board were 28 passengers, 3 flight attendants, and the cockpit crew, which consisted of Captain Hans Ulrich Lutz,
Wait, 28 passengers?
28 passengers, 3 flight attendants, and the cockpit crew. So 33 total.
Oh.
I know. Don't worry, don't worry. But you heard that this happened on November 24th, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I
okay,
did. I
thank you.
did. I did hear that.
Okay,
Out.
so
Ding, you got it.
perfect, thank you. So Captain Lutz, he was 57, and First Officer Stefan Lower, who was 25. Lutz was a very experienced captain with more than 19,500 flight hours under his belt, with approximately 19,300 of those hours where he was the pilot in command. Lower was less experienced with only 490 total flight hours.
That's so less compared to the other guy.
I know. So this is a short flight, only about an hour and a half, and an hour after takeoff, the plane was approaching Zurich airspace. When they entered the space, they were cleared for an ILS, an instrument landing system,
Okay.
approach to highway 14 or to runway 14.
Is that a normal landing? You don't know.
Wikipedia said,
Okay.
quote, "In aviation, the instrument landing system is a precision radio navigation system that provides short-range guidance to aircraft to allow them to approach a runway at night or in bad weather."
Oh,
And we're flying at night.
sure.
But it was soon switched to runway 28 by a VRO DME, or a VHF omnidirectional range distance measuring equipment approach, due to a noise abatement statute where commercial planes were not allowed to fly over a certain area due to the sound. So if they're flying later, they have to fly at a different runway.
Okay.
Got it?
No.
They were going to fly to runway
I got it. I
14.
got
Now they're
it.
at
I
28.
got it. I got it.
Again, neither of your numbers, but still. So Wikipedia said a very high frequency omnidirectional range station is a type of short range VHF radio navigation system for aircraft.
That didn't help explain anything.
I know they used a lot of terms I wasn't familiar with, but overall, it's another type of navigation system.
Okie dokie.
But the weather wasn't great due to low clouds, which caused poor visibility conditions. A Crossair flight that had landed earlier that very day had actually told air traffic control that they could not see the runway until they were only 2.5 miles or 4.1 kilometers away, which apparently isn't good.
I mean, that's really fucking close.
Yeah, so you want to be able to see it like way far away.
Yeah.
At 10:07 p.m. or 22:07 Central European Time,
Mhm.
Flight 3597 crashed into a wooded range of hills near the small town of Basserdorf. This is about 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers short of the runway.
Ooh.
The plane broke apart and burst into flames. Here we have that number again. 24 people died in the crash.
Ooh.
The 2 pilots and 1 attendant were part of those 24.
Mm.
I know, real bad use of the number.
Yeah.
7 passengers and the 2 other attendants survived. Among the 24 that lost their lives in the accident were Melanie Thornton, a former lead singer of the German Eurodance duo La Bouche,
Okay.
and singers Natalie Van Het Ende, I don't know any of these people,
Mhm.
and Maria Serrano of the German-Dutch Eurodance trio Passionfruit. The group's third singer, Debbie St. Martin, and manager were among the 9 people that survived. Swiss businesswoman and politician Jacqueline Badran and her colleague Peter Hogenkamp were among the survivors of the crash as well.
Sounds like a lot of important people were on this flight.
I know. I think that'll make a lot of sense to like our European listeners.
Absolutely.
Not so much to our American listeners, maybe.
Not unless they're. What year was this?
2001.
Oh. Yeah, not to American
Yeah.
listeners.
The incident was investigated by the Swiss Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau.
Mhm.
After their investigation, they concluded that the accident was a controlled flight into terrain, which is just like a certain type of crash,
Mhm.
caused by a series of pilot errors and navigation mistakes that led the plane off course.
Mm.
These errors and mistakes were due to them having to change from landing on runway 14, one known to have better visibility, to runway 28, one with less visibility. Lutz also began descending before he got ground contact, which is a visual view of the ground. This flight was recreated in a simulator multiple times at the same, like with the same type of day, terrain, and weather that Lutz had flown through, and never were the simulators able to see the ground.
So, like, not his fault.
Totally his fault because he said, I can see the ground.
Oh, totally his.
Yeah. Because he was like, oh, yeah, I can see the runway. He
Yeah.
could not see the runway.
Definitely his fault.
They tried multiple times to see maybe he could see the runway. He could not see the
Sorry.
runway. Wikipedia concluded, quote, even though Lutz finally realized that his inability to see the runway meant he needed to initiate a missed approach maneuver called a go-around, where you miss your
Yeah,
runway, you
you
go
go
around.
around. Yeah.
That was self-explanatory.
One is self-explanatory.
His call for the go-around came too late. The plane's engines were not able to spool up fast enough to generate sufficient thrust to climb above the hill that had been obstructing his view, and the plane crashed into the hilltop at 2206. So there was a hill in his way, and he's like, yeah, I can see the runway. No, you cannot. There's a hill there. The final AAIB report determined that on a few previous occasions, Lutz had failed to perform correct navigation and landing procedures, but no actions had ever been taken to remove him from transporting passengers.
Cool.
He had also failed to upgrade his flight certifications to the more complex ones due to insufficient comprehension of its computerized navigational systems.
So the old man couldn't keep up.
Yup. He also had a role in causing the total loss of a Crossair Saab? I don't know, 340 by retracting its landing gear while it was still on the ramp, which led to Crossair relieving him of his flight instructing duties in 1991. So he wasn't allowed to instruct flights anymore.
Why was he doing that now?
No. It's just like showing all these things that he is not a competent pilot.
Sure.
But due to a shortage of qualified pilots, Crossair allowed Lutz to continue flying passengers, though he continued to demonstrate his overall deficiencies. To include a near-miss accident as he was approaching Lugano Airport, he came within 300 feet or 91 meters of colliding with the shore of Lake Lugano during a 4,000-foot or 1,200 meter per minute descent.
Wow.
That's a very fast descent.
Yeah.
He also had a navigational error while flying a sightseeing tour over the Alps where he took the plane far off course. He should have been flying back to Sion, located in southwestern Switzerland, but passengers started to notice road signs that were Italian. He missed the Sion airport and was instead flying over the Great St. Bernard Pass.
That's like when we were driving to Blue Ridge.
Well, we're like, oh, we're entering North Carolina. So he missed the Sion airport and was instead flying over the Great St. Bernard Pass, and the airport they had been circling for the past few minutes was the Aosta Valley Airport in Italy. Not where he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be at the Sion airport.
Not in Italy.
Not in Italy, in Switzerland. So these two airports are about 67 miles or 108.6 kilometers away from each other.
Say that again in miles, please.
67.
Oh. So not a close distance, but not a...
If you're a pilot, you should not be landing at the wrong airport.
But for a pilot, that's definitely way off course.
Oh, apparently, though, when I was flying back from when I was flying back from California, I was sitting next to a pilot.
So different.
I know. We were talking about Italy. I got confused. But I was sitting next to a pilot, and we were flying, the route we went was, right near Mexico. And so he was showing me, the border of, Mexico and the U.S. And he was like, do you see that runway over there on the Mexico side? Well, there's also one on the U.S. side. Very, very close to each other. He goes, I can't tell you the amount of times that a U.S. plane has landed in Mexico or a Mexican plane has landed in the U.S. on accident. Because the runways are so close.
So make them farther apart.
I know. I was like, don't love that.
No.
In addition to an unqualified Lutz, here are other factors for the crash that the AAIB report talked about. So the range of hills the plane crashed into is not marked in the Jeppesen approach chart used by the crew. I guess a chart. Despite the hilly terrain surrounding it, the approach to runway 28 was not equipped with a minimum safe altitude warning system, which triggers an alarm if a minimum safe altitude is violated.
And that's on the plane?
It should be.
Okay, but it wasn't.
No, it didn't go off.
Okay.
Zurich Airport's means of determining visibility were inadequate for runway 28. And the visual minimums at the time of the accident were actually inappropriate for using the standard approach to runway 28. An inexperienced air traffic controller was alone in the control tower as well. A more experienced controller might have allowed the flight to land on runway 14 because of the poor weather conditions. So he would have been like, screw the sound thing, bad conditions, go to this runway.
Oh, see, okay. He's just trying to follow the rules.
Yeah, but if he were more experienced, he would know bad conditions, let them land on the safe one.
Yeah.
There are some eerie elements of the crash, though. The crash site has a wooded hillside, and when rescuers went
What does wooded hillside mean? Is it there's trees on it or something?
Yeah, it's the woods.
Okay.
And it's like a hill, but there's woods on it.
Okay.
I think we're just used to seeing mountains that have trees on it here, so it's kind of like that.
Well, right, because I would automatically assume that a hill has trees.
Yeah, see, but in other countries, I guess they don't.
So when you said wood hill, I was like, a hill made out of wood? I was like, what structure was that for?
Yeah, not necessarily. So the crash site was a wooded hillside, and when rescuers went to the location, they reported that the wreckage was eerily scattered as if the plane had disintegrated midair.
Didn't you say it, like, blew up?
Yeah, but they said like how it looked, it didn't feel like it matched what happened.
Oh.
The few survivors told of ghostly screams and cries in the forest that night,
Ugh, stop.
amplified by the echoing woods where the plane crashed. They also reported a sense of wrongness as soon as the plane veered off course. Like they didn't know it was veering off course, but they said like at that moment in time they just had like this feeling that something was wrong.
Yeah.
And even today, locals report strange sounds at night at the site, with some family members claiming to see spirits of the victims in the forest.
No, thank you.
This crash has obviously been talked about, but a dramatization was featured in season 10 of the Discovery Channel Canada/National Geographic TV series Mayday in the episode titled Cockpit Failure in 2011. It also featured an interview with Peter Hogenkamp, one of the survivors of the crash. And our friend Juliana has like a fear of flying, and one of her favorite shows is like midair collisions or like flight, like whatever that TV show is where
Yeah.
they talk about like flight failures.
Mhm.
It's like, why do you watch that? And she goes, I don't know, I just have to.
I think it's probably just confirming what she's afraid of.
Probably to be
So
like, that's why I'm afraid.
yeah.
Then on November 28th, 2021, the crash was featured on a German news report for the 20th anniversary of Melanie Thornton's death. It also featured an interview from Debbie St. Martin, another survivor. She talked about how she knew her groupmates were dead during the events of the accident.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's one. Then 18 years later,
Oh.
another crash took place on November 24th, 2019. What were we doing then?
Oh, that was a good birthday.
What was that
It was
one?
my 25th birthday.
What did we do?
Oh my gosh, I wore the sparkly dress with the furry coat.
Oh, yes.
God, I looked so good.
What did we end up doing?
We went to a bar in DC.
Ah, sounds about right.
Looked snatched. Oh my God. I hate myself for not appreciating how hot I was,
I know, I feel that way about myself too.
So I'm like,
Now I'm like 18 pounds more.
I either am skinny or I want to kill myself. So
Okay.
that's what happens. Anxiety pills make it harder to lose weight.
That's sad coming out.
So I figured, stay alive.
I like that option too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Dornier 228201,
What?
I don't know, twin turboprop aircraft. We don't need to know those things. Other people will be
And
excited.
why are you telling us?
Because it's important for the story.
Is it?
No, but people will like the details. It crashed shortly after takeoff from Goma International Airport in the in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Those are so different.
I know. It crashed into a densely populated section of the city.
Ooh.
21 of the 22 people on board were killed, as well as 6 on the ground. It is considered the deadliest accident involving the Dornier 228. The airline operating the plane was Busy Bee Cargo.
What? Oh, you said 2019?
Mhm.
It sounds like something that was like in like the 1960s.
I know. So it was founded in 2007, and Goma was its base for their Dornier 228s. But
I'm
unfortunately,
assuming this is a type of airplane.
it is, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, airline safety standards and maintenance practices are very lax in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That is especially true for their local low-price carriers, so like a Spirit Airlines. So much so that local carriers are actually banned from operating in the European Union.
Damn.
Yeah. So this particular plane was built in 1984 and had already been owned by 3 previous operators. They also didn't carry a cockpit voice recorder or a flight data recorder, things that you should have.
I feel like that's like the basics.
Right. While it was flying under Olympic Aviation, it was involved in 2 accidents. December 19th, 1993, it lost its left landing gear wheels while landing at the Sidia Public Airport. Then on January 9th, 1994, it struck power lines as it was approaching its runway in Elinikin International Airport. During this flight, its left engine also failed, but it was able to land safely. The captain was 52 years old and had 14,124 flight hours, with 3,048 hours on this kind of plane.
Mm-hmm.
The 29-year-old first officer had 2,027 flight hours, with 1,635 on this plane.
Okay.
Just 1 minute after takeoff from runway 17, the plane suffered engine failure and crashed.
Jesus.
The plane spun 3 times before it crashed, with thick black smoke coming from the engines.
Oh my God.
It then burst into flames after impact in one of the densely populated areas of the city. The fire was so bad that locals who wanted to help weren't able to even get to the plane because of the flames.
Holy shit.
19 people on board died on impact, while 2 passengers were able to be pulled from the blaze. Only 1 passenger ended up surviving with only minor injuries, but the other 19 passengers and the 2 pilots were all killed.
How did they only get minor injuries?
That I don't know.
That's crazy.
I know. There were 6 people in the city who were also killed. Local residents were able to extinguish the fire after the crash until firefighters were able to bring it fully under control. On November 17th, 2019, the Permanent Office of Investigations of Aviation Accidents and Incidents, part of the DRC's Ministry of Transportation and Channels of Communication,
Mhm.
opened the investigation into the crash. On January 10th, 2020, that whole organization
Mhm.
released its preliminary report. Did not find what the report said.
Damn.
So, what's eerie with this is the site of the crash has become known as a haunted spot locally, with people avoiding the wreckage for months.
Mm.
Some believe it is being haunted by those who perished.
Mhm.
And then just another one to mention, so relating to November, Eastern Airlines Flight 357 crashed on November 1st, 1949.
I did an Eastern Airlines flight, ghost
You
flight.
did.
It's into Florida.
Yeah. I was thinking about that when I was doing this one,
Yeah.
like doing all these. It was considered a mechanical collision on landing, but what's eerie is that some survivors claimed strange premonitions before the flight, and some reported a sense of wrongness before the crash
It's
as
like,
well.
that's how what's the fucking movie called? Final Destination. That's how the
Oh,
first one starts.
yeah, with the plane crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the plane crash, the plane blowing up.
Yeah, sorry.
Like,
The plane blowing
crap.
up midair. So, in the words of Kenzie, in conclusion,
Ah!
I had to include this little tidbit.
Okay.
So I looked it up. What day has involved the most plane crashes?
Please don't say my birthday.
Fancy a guess?
Please don't say my birthday.
It's not your birthday.
Okay.
Fancy a guess of another
Is it in the
date?
first half of the year, the second half of the year?
Technically second half.
So like June to December.
Yes.
Is it in hot or cold?
Hot.
July?
Mm-hmm.
4th.
No.
Oh. Beginning of July, end of July.
Mid-July.
15th?
17th.
Ah.
So yeah, the one that has the most plane crashes is July 17th.
Why?
I don't know. But
Interesting.
since 1945, there have been 16 fatal crashes and 902 deaths on July 17th.
That's not for like a specific airplane, that's just like overall?
Yeah, like overall flights.
Yeah.
One of the most notable would be that of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, which is also kind of creepy,
yeah.
which killed all 298 people on board after it was shot down over Ukraine.
God, that stuff was crazy. Oh, no, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
No, you're thinking of a different one, a
Yeah.
different Malaysia Airlines one, and I know exactly which one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Also, out of the days of the week, which day do you think has the most crashes?
Wednesday.
Saturday.
Yes, I feel like more people are probably traveling. So that
That's
makes
exactly
sense.
why. It's more travel, so it's more crashes.
And Wednesday's just an annoying day of the week.
I was born on a Wednesday.
And
Rude. No, it is though.
it's not like it's like, oh, Wednesday. It's not the beginning of the week, but it's still not the end of the week.
But people love it because our episode gets released on Wednesdays.
That's the only saving grace that Wednesday has.
You're welcome. But yeah, so those are 2 scary crashes that happened on November 24th.
Well,
So a little different from our like scary, but still very scary.
you
Because
completed the assignment well.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah.
It was very difficult.
I loved how you picked my birthday, which is my favorite day of the year, and one of my biggest fears, which is flying.
I know. I thought it was a perfect little combo.
That's so nice of you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
What can I say? I'm a giver.
No, but good job.
Thank you.
Assignment A+.
Thank you. All right, Mackenzie, you can't judge me. Some of these are ChatGPT. Okay.
Aren't they all?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, like 1 or 2 are mine. All right.
Wait, which ones are yours?
I can't remember.
Oh my God.
Well, because like they would come up with some, and then I would like tweak it a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to make it sound better.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember which ones I tweaked. But okay. What spooky spree you tellin', Kenzie? Yeah, I didn't think you would like that one. Do you want me to do another one because it's your birthday, so you get 2?
Please.
Okay. Let me cross this one off. Okay. Did I already do one like that? Hold on. Oh, yeah. So I'll try a different one. Okay. Okay. What eerie ends you summonin', Kens? Don't hate it?
Actually kind of like it.
Okay. All right. We'll circle this one.
I think it works. Eerie ends, because we talk about spooky stuff and usually it ends eerie. I'm telling you something.
Oh, wait. That's actually so funny. The other one you liked was the same thing. I thought they were different, but they're the same.
No, you didn't say eerie end.
Uh-huh. Look at that bottom one. That's the one that I tried earlier and then flipped the page. That's the one that I just read to you. I didn't realize they were the same when I wrote these.
Wait, what?
Eerie ends.
Are you summoning Kens? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I remember liking that one though, but
You did. Which is why it's circled.
oh, I think it was summon that I didn't like.
Oh, but I said summoning on this one, didn't I?
I know.
It's growing on you, huh?
That doesn't even rhyme.
What eerie ends.
I'm not talking about that one.
No, don't look at the other ones. Oh my god, I can't believe I was so stupid to give you the paper. Wow.
That is your own fault. You should have known.
I had too much trust.
Why does it sound different than the one what eerie ends you summon in, Kens?
I don't know.
I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I think it'll work.
Okay. We still have a couple more because I know you'll forget them when we record next.
Yeah. I remember now summoning was like,
I kind of like the word summoning.
yeah, it could work. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Definitely top one.
Okay, good. All right. So what eerie
Clearly, I
ends
just had to sleep on it.
you summoning kids?
I definitely bit off more than I could chew with this case, but once I got started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
For the sake of time, I asked ChatGPT to help with some of the explaining of like the little details I decided to include in this episode. I have no doubt you will be able to tell the difference, which is why I wanted to be upfront.
Oh, so nice of you.
Before getting into this, if you really want to hear a very detailed deep dive into this case, I highly suggest listening to the Unsolved podcast that feature this topic. They have a 5-part series that detail the victims, investigations, theories,
Oh my
and so
gosh.
on that I will truly only be scratching the surface of. Also, trigger warning, this story does contain topics about sexual assault and rape, so please take into consideration when deciding to listen. Today, we're headed to Northern California. Wine country, rolling hills, cool fog drifting across the roads.
Oh, beautiful. ChatGPT.
Yes. And a terrifying series of murders that most people outside California have never heard of. Between 1972 and 1973, at least 7 young women went missing only to be discovered along lonely back roads in Sonoma County. The media later called them the Santa Rosa Hitchhiker murders, a chilling cluster of unsolved cases that still haunt California to this day. To set the stage, it's the early 1970s in Northern California. Hitchhiking isn't just normal, it's practically a rite of passage.
God, the 70s were a wild time.
They really were. College students, teens, free spirits, everyone stuck out a thumb to get where they were going. Sonoma County was rural and spread out, and buses didn't always reach the places young people needed to go. The counterculture movement had left communities feeling both liberated and vulnerable. People were pushing boundaries, traveling, experimenting, trusting strangers. And that created the perfect opportunity for the wrong person to take advantage.
Yup.
Santa Rosa sits in the heart of Sonoma County in Northern California, a region known for its rolling vineyards, redwood forests, winding rural highways, and quiet fog-covered valleys. They actually, even though like Napa is typically looked at as like California's like wine,
Right.
apparently Sonoma County produces more wine than Napa does.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact. Even today, the area still feels like a blend of small-town charm and isolated back roads. But in the early 1970s, it was even more spread out, rural and disconnected. Santa Rosa is located along Highway 101, a major north-south route. It's part of the larger North Bay region above San Francisco. I bet all of California is like, oh my God, it's the 101.
Yeah, probably.
Tough.
That's not how it is here.
Correct.
We
Okay,
don't say the 66.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give some like distances to like some of the major cities because it kind of like plays into things in terms of like,
Well, yeah, with hitchhiking and such.
well, right. But like just to understand like how far, mostly for myself, how far close they are, you know?
Okay.
Because I think everything is like miles away.
Yeah.
And it would take a day to get there, but no. So to San Francisco, it's about 55 miles south. So 1.5 hours. It's just far enough from San Francisco to feel rural, but close enough that many people commute between the two. So
I have a coworker who commutes 50 miles a day,
I was
like
thinking,
one way.
yeah, I was thinking like people, if they work like in West Virginia or live in West Virginia, but like work here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Ugh.
To Oakland, it's about 65 miles southeast. Travel time around 1 hour and 20 minutes. To Sacramento, it's roughly 90 miles due east.
Mhm.
About 1.5 hour, 2 hour drive across valleys and agricultural land. San Jose is around 100 miles south-southeast, generally 2.5 hours, depending on the Bay Area traffic. To the Oregon border, so like north, approximately 250 miles, which would take around 4 hours to drive if you stayed steady at 65 miles per hour.
Okay.
It's the kind of place where hitchhikers were a common sight, where students relied on strangers for rides, and where someone with bad intentions could disappear down winding roads into the forest without anyone noticing.
Oh, so creepy.
So I was going to try to tell this story in chronological order, but I did not have enough red string.
Okay.
However, before I get into the theories, I will review the timeline of events.
Okay.
Another thing to keep in mind, different sources claim different victims were part of the string of murders. Some are consistent, others mention people that aren't mentioned elsewhere. So I've compiled the ones that are repeated throughout all the sources that I used,
Okay.
plus or minus.
Right.
So what is believed to be like the first victim in this series of murders is Lisa Michelle Smith. She was 17 years old and when she ran away from her foster parents' home on March 16th, 1971. Lisa was last seen hitchhiking near her home around 7 p.m. on the 16th. She was wearing a white blouse with ruffles, a dark pea coat, green bell-bottom jeans, and cowboy boots. This would be the last time anyone saw her alive, but despite there being no reason for her to have run away, police labeled her a runaway anyway.
They always do.
Mm-hmm. About 2 weeks later, a woman matching Lisa's description was seen leaping from a vehicle that was going about 25 miles an hour on Highway 37.
Are you sure it wasn't 24 miles an hour? You said you had a lot of stretches to get to your 24 in this one.
I actually do say the number 24 at some point. I appreciate the bone that you
I
just
got
threw
you. I
me,
got you.
but I swear I do mention 24 like twice.
Okay.
The young woman was rushed to the hospital in Novato, not Nevada, Novato.
What's that? Just like a city?
It's a small city about 30 miles south of Santa Rosa.
Oh.
She was treated for a skull fracture and multiple abrasions. This woman told police that her name was Lisa Smith. She told them she was picked up by a male driver who had tried to rape and assault her. Knowing he wasn't going to stop, she decided to take her chances jumping out of the vehicle.
Oh, that's brave.
Despite Lisa Smith being a very common name and little details she provided about herself, authorities would try to link her to the still missing 17-year-old Lisa Michelle Smith. An article from the Press Democrat in April of 1971 reported that Lisa Michelle Smith had been reunited with her family and everyone lived happily ever after. However, in 2011, that same newspaper would say that there actually hadn't been a reunion with Lisa and her loved ones and that she was still missing 40 years later.
Where'd they get that from then?
I don't know.
Huh.
Probably because they had the same name.
Yeah.
Speaking to the newspaper in 2011, Detective Jesse Hanshoe would tell the Press Democrat about the still missing Lisa Michelle Smith. Quote, "We can't conclude she was ever found. She may be living somewhere. We hope she is." As far as I know, she hasn't been found.
Wow.
Yeah. So the unofficial first, but like well-known first
Right.
in the series is this next one.
Okay.
Maureen Sterling, 12, and Yvonne Weber, 13, met at Herbert Slater Middle School and were inseparable. Maureen had a more outgoing personality than Yvonne, despite the fact that she was younger. The two spent almost every weekend with each other, and it was no different on February 4th, 1972, which was a Friday. The girls had been dropped off at the Redwood Empire Ice Arena by one of their mothers around 7:30. When the mother returned at 11 to pick up the girls, they couldn't be found. After calling friends and getting nowhere, the mother reported the girls missing. Initially, police would oversee searches throughout the region. Whatever information police were able to compile early on quickly led to dead ends. Officer Robert Riddle would recount to the Press Democrat in January of 1973, quote, "A week later, it seemed like all the leads just stopped. And within 2 weeks of that time, they were reported missing. We weren't getting any feedback on the girls."
Jeez.
Lieutenant John Hess would appeal to the public asking, quote, "There's a chance somebody may have given them a ride, somebody who's not connected with their disappearance, but who just gave them a ride somewhere that night. Naturally, we'd like to have any information that would indicate the girls left the ice arena that night, because right now most of our information stops there."
See, I would be terrified, like, if I was the one who drove them and, like,
Mhm.
nothing happened. You're gonna be number one suspect.
Right. I think that's probably why they decided to word it that way.
Ugh.
It's like, oh, you're a witness, not a suspect.
Right, but, immediately when they're like, "Oh, yeah, I drove them." Oh, now you're a suspect.
Right. There were rumors that the girls might have been previously in contact with a man who lived along the Russian River, but police could not confirm that connection either. Classmates of the girls were questioned about their whereabouts at school the following week, but none of the leads police received provided fruitful. Police had believed the girls were runaways. It was shortly after they disappeared that police would become distracted by another case involving a murdered college student from Santa Rosa, which we'll get to in a second.
Okay.
So, and this is why I was thinking of doing it in chronological order, because like there's their disappearance, stuff happens in between, and then they're found. But
Mhm.
I was just like, it's much harder than just telling each individual story.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
So their bodies were found on December 28th, 1972. So they disappeared in February and were found in December.
Oh, wow.
About 2.2 miles north of Porter Creek Road on Franz Valley Road, down a steep embankment approximately 66 feet off the east side of the roadway. At the scene, investigators recovered a single earring, several orange beads, and a 14-karat gold necklace with a cross. Because the remains were skeletal, the cause of death could not be determined. Sterling's mother later identified the cross necklace and the earring as belonging to her daughter. However, the matching earring was never found. Binding materials discovered in the brush suggested that the girls had been restrained by their killer or killers. No,
Ugh.
no clothing or other personal items connected to the victims were located. So, girls go missing.
Mhm.
A month later, we have Kim Wendy Allen,
Okay.
19. Kim was a free-spirited art student at the Santa Rosa Junior College, known for her creativity, warmth, and optimism. Friends described her as the kind of person who made everyone around her feel welcome. She hitchhiked frequently due to limited transportation and was considered a very trusting person. On March 4th, 1972, Kim had hitched a ride from her job at Natural Foods in Larkspur to San Rafael. The men who drove her last saw her around 5:20 p.m. attempting to catch another ride to Santa Rosa off Highway 101 going northbound. Almost 24 hours later,
Mackenzie.
her body was found down an embankment in a creek bed about 20 feet from Enterprise Road in Santa Rosa.
Is that your one
No,
of the two 24s?
Yep, that's one. Actually, I might have 3.
Oh my god.
Kim had been bound at the ankles and wrists, raped, and slowly strangled with a cord over an estimated 30 minutes.
Oh.
So, like, tortured.
Yeah.
Semen was discovered from her body, and a single gold loop earring was found at the scene. Markings at the top of the embankment, along with a possible leg impression in the loom, suggested that the assailant may have slipped or fallen while throwing or transporting her body. So, the dirt, maybe?
Interesting.
I don't know. The 2 men who had given her a ride, one of whom took and passed a polygraph test, were ruled out as suspects. Her checkbook was deposited in a drive-up mailbox across from the Kentfield, California post office sometime on the morning of March 24th, 1972, 20 days after she was murdered.
There we go.
Investigators believe 2 fingerprints on the checkbook might have belonged to her killer. When she was found, Kim also had an oily substance on her right side that authorities reported was similar to oil used in a machine shop.
Ew.
So Lori Lee Crusa, 13, a middle schooler with her entire life ahead of her. She reportedly ran away after an argument with her mom and was last seen hitchhiking in Santa Rosa. Someone reported possibly seeing Lori hitchhiking on November 30th. Unfortunately, there's no November 31st, so that's as close as I can get.
Yeah, you were close.
But sadly, her frozen remains would be located off a ravine off Calistoga Road, northeast of Rincon Valley in Santa Rosa. So you can see there's a pattern. They're close by.
Right.
The killer had thrown Lori's body at least 30 feet, so it could have been 31, over an embankment. She had a single wire loop in each earlobe, but the rest of her earrings were missing and were not found at the scene.
That's interesting that they talk so much about earrings. Okay.
The cause of death was determined to be a broken neck with compression and hemorrhaging of the spinal cord. Lori had not been raped and likely died 1 to 2 weeks before she was discovered.
Ugh.
2 people later contacted police with possible sightings of Lori. One reported seeing 2 men with a girl on Calistoga Road. The second caller said they saw a girl with a white man who had a bushy hair in a pickup truck parked near the location where Lori's body was eventually found. Neither caller was able to provide additional details. A potential witness to her abduction later came forward, stating that on an evening between December 3rd and 9th, 1972, while on Parkhurst Drive, he saw 2 men walking with a young girl. The girl, who matched Lori's description, appeared physically impaired as the men were supporting her between them.
Ugh.
He saw the men run across the road with the girl and push her into the back of a van parked on the roadside. The driver said he was a white man with an afro-style hairstyle, so bushy.
Right. And the guy, like, didn't call anyone when you see this?
I guess not. The van then sped north on Calistoga Road. Authorities later speculated that Lori had been kidnapped, forced into the van, and stripped of her clothing. They believe she may have opened the passenger door of the moving vehicle in an attempt to escape, or that she fell or was pushed out, breaking her neck when she landed in the ravine.
Ugh.
Her captor or captors then left her by the roadside. Although her neck injury would have left her unable to move, it would not have caused instant death. Investigators concluded that she likely died of exposure because she was unable to help herself.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah. Caroline Nadine Davis, 15, ran away from home outside of Anderson in Shasta County on February 6, 1973, and spent the next 5 months traveling. She had left her mother a note that said, "Dear Mom, don't worry too much about me. The only thing I'm going to be doing is keep myself alive. Love, Caroline." That's not
Oh,
reassuring.
no.
She sent a letter to her mother and stepfather shortly after she ran away, in which she wrote that she had left voluntarily and never planned to return home. Wikipedia shared something that her older sister told an interviewer in 2022, that Caroline had stayed with her for some time in a duplex apartment in Garberville, California after running away, which I think is, I can't remember if it's north or south. I think it's south of Santa Rosa, because a lot of the stories like talk about like the direction they were going in, and Santa Rosa seems to always be like kind of in the middle of those things.
Okay.
Caroline had supposedly told her that she had witnessed a double murder in Shasta County and that she had been afraid for her life, but I did not see this claim anywhere else.
Okay. So she
Caroline,
thinks, like, her sister thinks that's why she ran away? Or went off on her own?
no, just that like at one point she had run away. Like when she had run away, she saw this murder. And
Oh, I see, I see.
so like ideally, if she's afraid of these people, maybe that's why she's disappeared or whatever.
Right.
Caroline would stay with her grandmother for about 2 weeks before deciding to head out on the road again to continue her travels. Her grandmother last saw Caroline around 1 p.m. on July 15th, 1973. Her body was discovered on July 31st,
Mhm.
1973, in Santa Rosa, just 3 feet from where the remains of Maureen Sterling and Yvonne Weber had been found 7 months earlier.
Ew.
The cause of death was determined to be strychnine poisoning,
Oh.
likely to occur 10 to 14 days before her body was discovered. It could not be determined whether the poison had been administered by needle or pill. Although strychnine was sometimes mixed with other drugs, the autopsy revealed no trace of heroin or amphetamines in her system.
Interesting.
The un-
Scary.
right? The Unsolved podcast host explained that strychnine was a, quote, highly toxic compound that is primarily used as a pesticide, which is incredibly fatal to humans when inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed. Symptoms including painful spasms, seizures, cramping, stiffness, respiratory issues, asphyxia, organ failure, and eventually death if untreated immediately.
Ugh.
The podcast also shared that Caroline's murder began to look like a sadistic murder because the podcast shared, quote, regardless, it was believed that this was another sadistic, torturous form of death because strychnine poisoning is extremely painful and causes the victim to undergo about an hour or more of painful muscle spasms before their body begins shutting down.
Ugh.
Most victims of strychnine poison end up asphyxiating to death because their lungs are among the first organs to fail.
See, that stuff is so freaking creepy.
Yeah. So, like, I wanted to include that because it seems like it's so different than the other ones.
But kind of not.
But when they explain it like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but then it's kind of similar.
Right. Because it has, like, kind of the same, like, slow, torturous.
Slow, torturous death
Yeah.
and asphyxiation of some kind.
Yeah.
Whether it's strangling or
Ugh.
the airflow is cut off.
Mhm. But then it's different from no, wait. No, yeah. It would be different from the person who, like, was pushed or jumped out of the car,
Well, right, because she did that on her. It's believed she did that on
potentially.
her own. Yeah.
Hmm.
A pathologist estimated her date of death as July 20th, 1973, 5 days after her grandmother last saw her.
No.
It could not be determined whether she had been raped. The autopsy revealed an injury to her right. An autopsy revealed an injury to her right earlobe that appeared to be the result of an attempted ear piercing. Her left earlobe had not been pierced.
The earrings.
Investigators believe that her believe that her body, 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing approximately 100 pounds, tiny girl,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
had been thrown from the road by her killer or killers as the brush on the hillside appeared undisturbed. Jeanette Kamahili was a Hawaiian-born, soft-spoken student at Santa Rosa Junior College. She was hitchhiking to class when she disappeared. She's the only victim whose remains have never been recovered.
Oh.
A friend witnessed her likely abduction and reported that she entered a faded brown Chevrolet pickup truck fitted with a homemade wooden camper and driven by a 20 to 30-year-old Caucasian male with Afro-style hair.
Okay, so we know what he looks like.
Afro-style hair.
Yeah.
And technically the number 24 is in between 20 and 30.
Mackenzie.
Did I not say it was a stretch?
That is a big old stretch. And you thought my saying that he was driving 24 miles an hour instead of 25 was a big stretch.
I said 55.
Oh.
I was like, where the hell is she?
I thought you said 25. That's why you looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Yeah.
Oh!
I was like, I mean, thanks, buddy.
Because
but
you
like-
looked at me and you were like, no, I'm sure. And I was like, how can you be sure? 24 and 25 are so close.
That's why
Okay.
I was like, thanks for throwing me a bone. but
I
I'm good.
see our.
Yes.
There we go.
That's so funny. Yes.
Oh,
55.
I must have heard the 5 and I was like, 25.
Probably like mumbled the first
Maybe.
bit.
Whenever you edit it, you're going to have to listen back and like
See what it
either tell
sounds
me
like.
I'm stupid or be like, I don't even know.
I mumbled. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Teresa Walsh was a young mother traveling to her parents' home for Christmas when she disappeared. Teresa Diane Smith Walsh, 23, left her home in Miranda in the winter of 1973 to spend some time away from her husband and young son.
Mm.
She hitchhiked across California, often catching rides along Highway 101, and had never previously encountered trouble or felt unsafe while doing so. In late December 1973, she was in Malibu but hoped to return home for Christmas to see her mother and her son. She was last seen on December 22nd, 1973, at Zuma Beach in Malibu, planning to hitchhike to Garberville. So I believe I forget what the guy said, but it was like Garberville is not far away from Santa Rosa. And I think she was like, I don't think that's where her parents were. I think they were like maybe in like San Francisco or something. But you have to go through that to get to San Francisco.
Like go through the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think she was planning to hitchhike to Garberville. I think that's just where she was found.
Okay.
And that, like, you go through that, then you go through Santa Rosa, and then you would hit, like, San Francisco.
I see.
I believe.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. 6 days later, kayakers discovered her partially submerged body in Mark West Creek. She had been hogtied with clothesline rope, sexually assaulted, and strangled, and was believed to have been dead for approximately 1 week.
Oh my God.
High water marks from recent heavy rain suggested her body may have drifted several miles. So I think they did some like estimating or some sort of math, I'm sure. And it is possible that if her body was like left in a certain place in the creek and then floated down, like what that starting space apparently is like really close to like where like the young girls were found and things like that. So it's like
Oh.
possible that she could have been left there and then floated
In
to
the
where she was
water.
found. Not definitive, but like they
A
said,
possibility.
a possibility, yeah.
Ugh.
On July 2nd, 1979, so leap forward a little bit, the skeletal remains of a young female were found in a ravine off Calistoga Road, approximately 100 yards from where Lori Lee Curse's body had been recovered 7 years earlier. Because of the age of the remains, authorities initially suspected they belonged to Jeanette Kamahili, but a comparison of dental records ruled her out. The victim had been hogtied, had suffered a fractured arm around the time of death, and her body had been stuffed into a laundry or duffel bag before being dumped in the ravine.
So this is the second person who was hogtied.
However, no additional evidence was found that could establish a cause of death. They believed what happened, because they couldn't confirm it, was that because she was hogtied, the way her feet were, she would have to remain like with her neck back and her feet up so she could breathe.
Oh, jeez.
And so if she put her feet back or went forward, she would suffocate herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, being put in a duffel bag too, like.
Right. Investigators determined that the unidentified victim was approximately 16 to 21 years old. She wore hard contact lenses, which were found stored in a metal candy tin decorated with cherries. She had red, auburn, or brownish hair, stood about 5 feet 3 inches tall, and had previously broken a rib that had healed before her death. Her weight
Oh.
and eye color could not be determined, and no clothing was recovered. An expert consulted in the case estimated that she was likely killed between 1972 and 1974. So
And she was
that's,
found in 79?
but she was found in 79. Yeah.
Wow.
And was probably around 19 years old at the time. Hard contact lenses had become uncommon in the United States and Canada after the mid 1970s,
Oh, interesting.
following the introduction of soft lenses.
Mhm.
Also, notably, like you had said, the victim had been bound in the same manner as Teresa Walsh. Okay, recap.
Okay.
So, this is where like it gets tricky because Lisa Michelle is mentioned like on the Unsolved podcast. She's mentioned as like part of the 7.
Mhm.
And there's also, I found this like website that is dedicated to just facts about, like, it's literally called the Santa Rosa Hitchhiker Murders, like .com or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I think she made it, has 8 pictures.
Mhm.
And so, but then on Wikipedia, it considers Lisa like a possible suspect.
Okay.
So that's why I included her.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she's not really going to be in our recap, but also she was technically never found.
Yeah.
Like and I think too, for a while, because of that posting of like, oh, she reunited with her family, I
Mhm.
don't think people really looked much more into it.
Right, yeah, I mean, if
I'm
you hear
almost positive
that
the case like closed after
because
that.
then didn't you say, like, 40 years later is when they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, just kidding, she didn't?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's what ended up happening. So we have the deaths of Maureen Sterling and Yvonne Weber, who disappeared in February of 1972. Their bodies would be found miles away in December of that year, with their remains too decomposed to determine cause of death. Kim Wendy Allen, whose body was found outside of Santa Rosa in March of 1972, less than 24 hours after she had been seen in San Rafael. She had been asphyxiated with a rope for about a half hour and was sexually assaulted before her death.
Ugh.
The way that like the podcast explained it was that like he would like choke her until she was like on the brink of not being able to breathe and then would let go, and did that for like 30 minutes until she died.
Ugh.
Yeah.
How did they determine that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Science.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Jeanette Kamahili, who disappeared in April of 1972 while attempting to hitchhike to class in Santa Rosa. While her body was never found, authorities believe her case is linked to the others. Lori Lee Crusa, who ran away from home in November of 1972, would be spotted throughout the rest of the month. Her frozen remains were found in December with her having died of a broken neck, but specific details about the circumstances of her death are murky.
Mhm.
Caroline Nadine Davis, who ran away from her family's home in February of 1973 and was last seen in July of that year by her grandmother in Garberville. Her body was found outside of Santa Rosa about 2 weeks later, having been poisoned with strychnine. Teresa Diane Walsh, who was last seen in Southern California in December of 1973 and found hog-tied in Mark West Creek less than a week later. Like Kim Allen, she had been asphyxiated to death through the methods of bindings plus Jane Doe.
Right.
So here are not wrapping it up, but putting it all together, going through the similarities.
So that's 8 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 or 8.
Because you said,
Did I say 7 to begin with?
you were, like, between both. Like, you said, like, different websites said which.
Yeah. So like all of them had,
Because I counted them, and so the last name you gave was 7, and then you said, "And then Jane Doe." So I put 8.
so 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people say 7, some people say 8. Like on the website, there's 8 pictures and Jane Doe is one of them.
Okay.
And Jane Doe is counted on Wikipedia, but it's mentioned on Unsolved.
Right.
So it's like, it's weird. People categorize them as different things,
Yeah.
but like, that's why I included these ones because they're all at least mentioned,
Mhm.
give or take whether or not they're considered with the original or a possible.
I gotcha.
So
Yeah.
7, 8,
In that ballpark.
in that ballpark or more, but we'll get to that. All of the victims ranged in age from 12 to 23, with petite or average builds and long hair parted down the middle.
It's so weird when it's something like that with the hair thing
Mm-hmm.
because, like, Ted Bundy was a hair person.
Yeah. Yeah. All were known hitchhikers who either frequently relied on hitchhiking or were last seen getting into a stranger's vehicle. 4 of the victims, Teresa Walsh, Jeanette Kamahili, Caroline Davis, and Kim Allen, were last seen hitchhiking along Highway 101. The victims whose bodies were found, all except Jeanette Kamahili, were discovered in rural areas around Santa Rosa. Their nude remains have been discarded off isolated, winding roads, usually dumped down steep embankments,
Mhm.
where they were often left unnoticed for days, weeks, or even months.
And it makes a lot of sense too if they were all petite.
Mhm. This led many to theorize that Jeanette likely suffered a similar fate, but her body was never recovered. The cause of death varied: strangulation, ligature, choking with a cord or rope, poisoning, a broken neck, and in some cases, undetermined causes. Unsolved suggested that this variation may have been intentional on the killer's part, designed to obscure connections between the victims. Forensically, he left no clear calling card, meaning
Like
that
what you said, it's kind of all different forms of
Mm, not
asphyxiation.
so easy, is it? Meaning there was no consistent modus operandi
Mm.
or MO. Except for a few small items found outside the immediate crime scenes, none of the victims' clothing were ever recovered, and we have that weird jewelry thing going on.
Yeah.
So, also wanted to know, I didn't get into it, but in 1975, some sources say that the Federal Bureau of Investigation issued a report stating that there were 14 additional unsolved homicides between 1972 and 1974 that were committed by this perpetrator.
Do we know who the perpetrator is? We're going to get to that at the end.
Unsolved podcast.
Right. I didn't put that together.
I've been telling you since the beginning.
It like went in one ear and out the other. I was like, yeah, unsolved. We have to know who this guy is.
Shall we? But
It makes me wonder if he had like a weird thing with his mom with like the
oh
hair,
my God.
the
Okay. Wait, wait,
earrings.
wait. Oh, shit. I forgot to include this. Okay. In the Unsolved podcast, they had hired someone to do a psychological thing. And part of what they said was that he had an overbearing mom and like a very submissive dad.
Mm.
So crazy that you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I forgot to include that.
That's okay.
But yeah,
That's so interesting.
yeah. So
I'm going to put that on my resume for wanting to become a behavioralist, like a behavioralist.
you knew before I even told
I'll
you.
be like, I knew something that my friend was going to tell me.
Correct. I mean, we've also
We've been in sync today.
ESP. Okay. Which even more so when I reveal the big theories.
Okay.
Now, there are multiple people that may or might not be involved,
Okay.
but there's 2 pretty big, well-known theories that were tossed around.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we getting into the theories now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, based on all the facts that I have given you
Okay.
and the time frame and everything,
Yeah.
who do you think one of the people is that they considered?
Bundy? Oh.
Even November 24th, his birthday.
Yeah. Because yeah, like we were just saying when we talked about him, 70s.
Very much these women were very similar to the type of women. They looked very similar to the type of
Yeah,
women
with
that
the hair parted.
that he had killed. Yes.
But he didn't have poofy hair.
He didn't, but I also remember his hair being like that thicker kind that I bet you if he grew it out, it could get
It could-
poofy.
Oh, all
That's
right.
kind of what I imagined.
All right.
Yeah.
And he did operate in that area.
Bundy was in California at times that overlap with the murders, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
He targeted young women, often in college towns. Santa Rosa College was there.
Right.
Some similarities exist, but Bundy himself kind of denied ever being in Santa Rosa. He had spent some time in neighboring Marin County, but was ruled out by a Sonoma County detective in the late 70s. And again in 1989, detailed credit card records reveal that Bundy was in Washington state on dates of some of the disappearances. Most experts dismiss the theory.
Did he admit, like when he was caught, did he admit to all of his crimes?
Yes, and then right before he was executed, he tried to say that there was like 37 others that he didn't tell people about.
Oh, okay.
To
Because
think he would get a stay of execution, and he didn't.
Because I was wondering if he admitted to everyone, then why would we think he wouldn't admit to them?
Right.
But if he didn't admit to everyone,
He admitted to the ones that we knew about,
okay.
and then right before he was executed, he was like, "Wait, guess what?
I
There's
see.
more that I haven't told you about."
Right. Naturally.
And the guy on the Unsolved podcast, he had mentioned that, like, these receipts,
Mm-hmm.
apparently, like, they were a day or 2 apart. So, given where Sonoma County is and whatnot. Is it close to Seattle? No. But it sounds like you can make it in a drive.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a West Coast person. I have no idea.
Right. But
So,
over here on the East Coast, you could if you could get from Florida to Maine in like 2 days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you drove if you didn't stop, you probably take a little bit longer than 2 days because you'd have to stop.
Yes, but so what I'm saying is you could go from like Northern California to Washington, probably.
Yeah. Because where's Seattle? Seattle's all the way at the top of Washington State, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, I don't know. Like I said, it's a theory. Like all unsolved and how their cases seem to go, all theories can fit except for one piece.
Yes, always.
And it's always that one piece. So it's like, well,
yeah.
then that puts
That's
everything
the
into
part that
question.
makes me question it.
Yeah. So it seems like a Bundy-esque type murder,
It does.
but alas, some people say yes, most people say no. Nothing ever official. Okay.
Right.
Second theory. Again, think of the time frame.
Okay.
Early 70s.
Okay.
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 Young women
Okay.
murdered
Okay.
in California.
Manson.
No, he was
No.
in the 80s.
Oh.
It happened slightly before this started in Northern California.
East Coast rapist.
California?
Yeah. Golden State is what I meant. Where did East Coast come from? I don't know. Golden State Killer.
Nope.
Is who I meant to say.
No.
I don't know.
It's just like late 60s
I don't know.
in Northern California.
I feel like there's so much pressure. John Blank.
The unapprehended Zodiac Killer.
Damn it! Another killer!
Is a suspect due to similarities between an unknown symbol on his January 29th, 1974 exorcist letter to the San Francisco Chronicle, in which he claims this is where I got 37. Baby Bundy didn't say 37. Sorry. In which he claims 37 victims.
Yeah, probably here.
And the Chinese characters on the missing soy barrel carried by Kim Allen, as well as stating an intention to vary his modus operandi in an early November 9th, 1969 letter to the San Francisco Chronicle. I shall no longer announce to anyone, when I commit my murders, they shall look like routine robberies, killings of anger, and a few fake accidents, etc.
Ooh.
There was also one of them, like they tried to say that there was like signs of like witchcraft or whatever, and there was this like weird symbol thing, but like it just sounded like it was like 2 sticks and then like something like across it. I don't know. It didn't seem, when I pictured it, I was like, well, this seems like a not completed square.
Oh, okay.
And so in the end, it ended up believing that like that was there long before she got there.
Oh, okay.
So, but that also is kind of what sparked it, is that there was, but I was
Like a symbol. Yeah.
Symbol.
And I mean, when
It was really only one guy who really believed this and no one agreed with him.
I mean, when you have like something unsolved, someone's going to come up with a theory and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
We need any theory that we can fit. Weird symbol, Zodiac Killer.
Yeah. So I think it was one detective like on this case was like really gung-ho.
Oh, and it's East Area rapist, not East Coast rapist. That's where.
Still on the wrong side of the country.
No, East Area was California.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because he was the Golden State Killer / East Area rapist.
Oh, yes, you're right. That does make a lot more sense.
Yep. Okay. I just had to, that popped in my head.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Yes. But law enforcement had reportedly ruled him out because the crimes appeared to have included sexual assaults and most likely in confirmed Zodiac attacks, did not.
Okay.
Although, if you look back at his crimes, like they'll say that, yes, he killed men and women, like mostly couples, but more violence was taken out on the women.
Oh, okay.
There was a couple of situations where I believe the man survived.
I still can't believe we don't know who he is.
So there's a documentary on Netflix that you should watch. There's this one guy that if you are into the Zodiac are like, okay, he's most likely him.
Mm-hmm.
Given all of these things, it could make sense. And there is a documentary on Netflix about this guy. His name is Arthur Allen.
Oh, I've heard of him.
And it's these now adults, but they were kids when they knew him.
Right.
And like just knowing him and who he was and like explaining just everything about him. And you're like, oh, yeah, he really could be. Like the puzzle pieces fit pretty damn well.
Yeah.
So you really should watch it.
What's it called?
I don't know if it's called Arthur Allen, but I think that's somewhere in the name or something like
Okay.
that. But that's who the guy's name is.
Oh, okay.
So Arthur Allen was on the suspect list, but I was like, but if you consider him the Zodiac killer,
Yeah, yeah.
and his works too because he had gotten in trouble before for molesting underage girls,
Oh,
and some of these victims were young.
underage girls.
So,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, the Zodiac operated in the Bay Area, just an hour away, but Santa Rosa victims were younger, and Zodiac had a very specific way of communicating, and this killer stayed silent.
Right. But you said that he was gonna stay silent.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
What if this was his way of showing people, like,
I can be quiet.
right, it's like, this is different. I told you it was going to be different.
Right.
You're not going to be able to link it to me because it's different.
And some of them looked like accidents because they fell out of the car. They could have been pushed. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, not accident.
I was going to say, I think she was naked, so I don't think they thought it was an accident.
Not an accident, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like, they don't know if she was pushed or if she jumped, like,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right. So I would say the most widely accepted explanation, but I would say maybe more so for authorities, is that it's a local man familiar with the back roads, possibly someone who traveled for work, hunted, or worked in construction or trucking. He may have known which areas were remote enough to hide bodies. Investigators had ruled out Bundy because they believe that the killer likely lived in the Santa Rosa area, and someone who had worked as a mail carrier or a public utility worker who would have been familiar with the remote rural locations where the victims were recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So local.
Right.
There's also a multi-killer theory. Some researchers believe that maybe it could be two killers. If we think back to that one girl, I think was it Caroline,
Who was being carried by the two guys.
and there was obviously a third one.
Right.
And so could there have been one targeting teens, one targeting older
Oh.
hitchhikers? Here's my thing. And then there's also obviously not just two, but like none of these cases are connected and they're their own individual murder.
Right.
And I'm like, no fucking way.
No, I don't believe that one either.
No way would all of these people, all these women, children, be harmed the way that they've been harmed and put in the locations that they have been put in and have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. And like the earring thing, that's like
Right.
the weirdest thing to me.
Like, I could get on board with maybe two because there's enough differences between some of them that you
Yes.
could like maybe group others together that don't, you know what I mean?
But they're all not individually their own thing.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
like, that would be crazy to have 7 to 8 murders happened in the span of 2 years that have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, and where people were put like, what did you say? Something was like 3 miles away or 3 meters away or something.
Yeah, they're put in the same location.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, that the theory's out the window.
Yeah. So I didn't like that one. But the other ones, who's to say?
Yeah.
In conclusion, fast forward to today, DNA has been recovered from at least one of the victims, Teresa Walsh. It hasn't matched anyone yet, but it's more than investigators had for decades.
Okay.
Sonoma County still has an active investigation with periodic reviews. They've also reported open cases to try to identify Jane Doe using forensic genealogy. But as of now, the Santa Rosa Hitchhiker murders remain unsolved.
Wow. I haven't heard this one before.
Thank goodness. Because when I saw that it was on that one podcast, I was like, crap, did she listen to that one?
Nope.
And then after I texted you, I was like, wait, maybe that's the one she doesn't listen to anymore.
Correct. It's not. I don't.
So, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, I gave you the Cliff Notes.
Oh, I can imagine. Like
So-
something like this, I can see, like, especially if you said that one podcast or something has
5-part
5
series.
parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-part series.
And we're covering it in 50 minutes.
Yeah. And he like dives a little bit deeper into like who the Zodiac is and like their crimes, and same with Bundy. So
Oh,
like you get
okay.
a better picture
Yeah.
of how those connections can be made.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like going through all that.
No, I get that.
And he also mentioned some other people that like were considered suspects that I didn't get into because I just wanted to. Bundy had my birthday. Like I said, it was a stretch.
No, you did it. You
I
got there.
figured, at this rate, I was like, as long as 24 or 31 or whatever is mentioned at least once,
We're good.
you pass.
And I mean, you had Bundy in there who shares your birthday, so.
Exactly. So,
Ugh.
yeah.
This was not a fun one.
Well, no.
Mm-mm.
Sorry. We've given the false expectation that some of them are going to be cheery because the last couple have had funny moments.
Yeah.
And these ones are
Did not.
no.
Well, nice job covering it.
Oh, I forgot. One other person that was maybe considered was like the I-90, no, not I-95, I-5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Him,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, operates the roads,
Right.
traveling.
Exactly. And most of them were found along like a major highway.
Ugh.
So,
Ugh.
yeah.
Well, nice
It's
job
like,
covering and telling the story.
this has become my new thing with like these location type murders. Like you had the Great Basin murders.
Oh, yeah.
And then now this and like the West Mesa murders.
And the Colonial Drive or Colonial
Yep,
Parkway.
Colonial Beach. And it's like, are they related? Are they not?
Yes.
Is it a
Which
serial killer?
victims do you lump in together? Which ones do you not?
Yeah. Not enough red string, I'm telling you.
There's not.
So, well, yeah, thanks for listening.
And happy birthday, Mackenzie.
Thank you so much,
I hope you
Lauren.
have a wonderful celebration.
I will, just because you'll be there.
Oh, thank you.
And I love all my presents. They're perfect.
Oh, I'm glad you love them.
You did such a great job.
And there's
Yep.
one more coming in.
I'm
Who knows when it'll be delivered because it's from Etsy, so.
yeah. Love a good Etsy present.
Yeah. So who knows when this will get here.
Fantastic. Well, I hope that everyone had a great Thanksgiving break, even though this will technically come out the day before Thanksgiving. But don't worry about timing. Just go with it.
We hope it was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you had a lot of good food
Mhm.
if that's what you wanted to do.
Sure.
Hung out with great people if that's what you wanted to do.
If you wanted to do nothing, that's okay.
We hope you had a great time as well.
Absolutely.
Rate and review, do all those things. Send
Please.
us your stories.
Yes.
And stay scary.
And stay safe.